You stink of garbage. These cruel words cut through the air like a sharp blade, shattering John's heart. Imagine an honest, hardworking man, dedicated to his family, rejected by his own wife because of his job as a garbage collector. But what if I told you that this rejection was just the beginning of an incredible journey? What if I said that the garbage-stinking man would become one of the most successful and respected entrepreneurs in the country? What would happen if, years later, the roles were reversed? Get ready for a story of overcoming adversity that will stir your emotions, a marriage destroyed by prejudice, an unlikely rise from rock bottom to the top of success, an unexpected reunion that will change two lives forever. Discover how a simple garbage collector transformed the pain of rejection into fuel for success, and how he reacted when his ex-wife, now bankrupt, begged for his forgiveness. Witness the incredible journey of a man who proved that a person's true value goes far beyond appearances. But first, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is very important for the channel's growth and will ensure you're notified about new videos. And now that you've subscribed to the channel, I want to give you a very special tip. Have you ever thought about earning an income from home in dollars? Click the link in the description and see how you can do it. Now, let's get to today's video. Our story begins on a Monday morning, like so many others in the life of John, a 35-year-old man. The alarm clock rings at 4:30 in the morning, and John gets up, careful not to wake his wife, Sarah. He gets ready in the dark, puts on his orange garbage collector uniform, and heads out for another day of work. The streets are still dark when John arrives at his post. The strong smell of garbage invades his nostrils, but he's used to it by now. "Good morning, Bob," he greets his coworker. "Morning, Johnny. Ready for another day of battle?" Bob replies with a tired smile. 4 hours, John sweeps the streets, collects garbage bags, cleans storm drains. The sun is already high when he finishes his shift. Sweaty, with dirt stains on his uniform, but with the satisfaction of a job well done, John returns home. As he enters, he finds Sarah, his 30-year-old wife, dressed up as if she were going out. The smile on John's face fades when he sees her look of disgust. "John, for God's sake. You stink of garbage. I can't take it anymore," Sarah exclaims, covering her nose. John, trying to stay calm, responds, "I'm sorry, honey. It was a tough day. I'll take a shower and—" But Sarah interrupts him. "No. Enough. I can't stand this life anymore. You're a failure, John. A simple garbage collector. Look at yourself." Can you imagine how John felt at that moment? Well, the worst was yet to come. "Sarah, this is my job. It's honest and—" John tries to argue, but Sarah doesn't want to hear it. "Honest? So what? Look at our bills, at this falling apart house," she shouts, pointing to the peeling walls and old furniture. "I deserve more, John. Much more." John, feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders, tries one last time. "Sarah, I know it's not easy, but I'm doing the best I can. Can we talk about this after I take a shower?" But Sarah is already grabbing a suitcase. "There's nothing more to talk about, John. I want a divorce. I can't live like this anymore, with a man who's content being this." Sarah's words are like daggers in John's heart. He watches, stunned, as she walks out the door, dragging her suitcase. The silence that follows is deafening. Now, my dear viewer, you must be thinking this is a sad story, right? But wait, because this is where John's true journey begins. In the days that follow, John continues his work, but something has changed inside him. One night, while sweeping a street near a school, he hears voices coming from inside. Curious, he approaches and sees through the window a classroom full of adults. "It's never too late to start over," says the teacher, writing on the board. "Education is the key to opening doors." These words ignite a spark in John. The next day, after his shift, he goes to the school and enrolls in the night adult education program. Months pass, and John's routine becomes exhausting. He works during the day, studies at night, sleeps few hours. But each day, he feels he's getting closer to his dreams. "John, you're different," Bob comments one day. "You're even talking fancy." John smiles. "I'm studying, Bob. I want to be more, not just for me, but to prove that every job has value. Years go by, and John graduates from high school. He doesn't stop there. He gets a scholarship for a degree in environmental management. Studying about recycling and sustainability, he has an innovative idea. Now, imagine John a few years later. He's sitting in a modern office, well-dressed, like a successful executive. His assistant, Emily, enters excitedly. "Mr. John, the results of your management in the recycling company are impressive. You've revolutionized the industry." John smiles, remembering his journey. "Thank you, Emily. But the merit isn't just mine. Every person in this company, from those who collect garbage to those who develop new technologies, deserves respect. That's the foundation of our success." Emily, curious, asks, "Have you always had this vision?" John looks out the window, thoughtful. "Not always, Emily. I learned the hard way that every profession has its value. In fact, I have a meeting today with the City Hall to discuss improvements in the working conditions of garbage collectors." Meanwhile, in another part of the city, Sarah is facing hard times. Unemployed and alone, she walks dejectedly down a busy street. Her high heels, once a source of pride, now hurt her tired feet. Suddenly, she stops in front of a huge billboard. On it, the photo of a smiling man wearing an elegant suit. Beside it, the words, "Recycling is the future." John Smith, CEO of Ecolife, revolutionizing the sustainability sector. Sarah can't believe what she sees. "John," she whispers, touching his face on the billboard. "How foolish I was." Determined, Sarah goes to the Ecolife headquarters. At the reception, nervous, she says, "I'd like to speak with Mr. John, please." The receptionist looks suspiciously at Sarah's simple clothes. "Mr. John is very busy. Do you have an appointment?" At that moment, the elevator doors open, and John comes out, chatting animatedly with some executives. He stops when he sees Sarah. "Sarah?" he says, surprised. Sarah, unable to contain her tears, runs to him. "John, I'm so sorry. I was so cruel, so superficial." The executives watch the scene, embarrassed. John, maintaining his composure, says gently, "Let's talk in my office." Once alone, Sarah breaks down. "I've lost everything, John. My job, my house. But worse than that, I lost my humanity. Only now do I see how unfair I was, how much you're worth." She falls to her knees, crying. "Please, forgive me. I don't deserve it, but..." John, visibly moved, helps Sarah to her feet. "Sarah, stand up. No one deserves to kneel before another." "How did you do it, John?" Sarah asks between sobs. "How don't you hate me after everything I said?" John takes a deep breath before answering. "Hate only destroys us, Sarah. I chose to grow, to become a better person. And that includes forgiving." "You're an incredible man, John," says Sarah, wiping away her tears. "I was blind for so long." "We all make mistakes, Sarah," John responds with a gentle smile. "The important thing is to learn from them. Tell me, what do you plan to do now?" Sarah looks at her hands, ashamed. I don't know. I have nothing." John thinks for a moment. "You know, Sarah, we're starting an environmental education project in schools. We need people to give talks, teach about recycling. It would be an opportunity to start over. What do you think?" Sarah's eyes light up. "You would do that for me? After everything?" "It's not for you, Sarah. It's for the person you can become," John responds. "Everyone deserves a second chance." Now, my dear viewer, we've reached the end of this emotional journey. John and Sarah leave the building, side by side, as the sun sets. A new chapter is about to begin. And here's the lesson I want you to take with you. Sometimes, we need to lose everything to see what really matters. Respect, humility, and recognition of the value of every human being are the true riches of life. See how John smiles kindly at a passing garbage collector, greeting him. This reminds us that it's not what we do that matters, but how we do it. And most importantly, how we treat each other on this journey called life. And you, what did you learn from this story? How did it touch your heart? Think about the people around you. Is there someone you've judged unfairly? Someone to whom you owe an apology? Remember, It's never too late to change, to grow, to be a better person. As John showed us, true success isn't just in what we achieve, but in who we become along the way. Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear this message today. Who knows, you might change someone's life. Until next time, and remember, respect all professions because each one of them contributes to making our world a better place.